The new year brings a major change for livestock producers. As of January 1st, feed-grade antibiotics will require what is known as a Veterinary Feed Directive, VFD. And producers need to make sure they have a relationship with a veterinarian. A great resource is from the University of Nebraska. Find it at beef.unl.edu. We caught up with the experts guiding producers through this change. Here with Rob Eyrich from Nebraska Extension, a beef specialist. The VFD coming up, that's a pretty big deal. Obviously, producers know about it, but they need to be ready for this change on January 1st here.
Yeah, definitely need to be right on top of that now. Don't be waiting. Make sure you're prepared ahead of time and visit with that vet here before January.
What are some maybe the kind of final things you want producers to be keeping in mind as we near the date on that?
Well, I think the Veterinary Feed Directive, it really, as we hit January 1, it becomes effective by FDA regulations that we have to have that veterinary client-patient relationship, work very closely with that veterinarian no matter where we are within this industry to understand what are our options to treat or prevent some of these animal health diagnoses. And so the number one step is make sure you visit with your veterinarian and get that down prior to having to be involved in some of these treatment plans, especially when we talk about feed-grade antibiotics.
You know, I'm sure a lot of producers that kind of grumble about, man, do I have to do this? But it's the reality is it's there, and you got to get on board with it.
Yeah, really. When they established the regulation, it was based on antibiotic resistance is real, and we have to understand that not only in the human medicine, but it's real in the livestock industry. We have products that probably aren't as effective as they used to be 10, 15 years ago. And so we have to be concerned with it as well. And we want to continually work on judicious use. And so when we look at it, yes, producers are going to have to be involved. No matter what livestock industry you're in, any food producing animal is falling under the regulation of the Veterinary Feed Directive. And so everybody needs to be on board and have that relationship and talk through that process.
Well, and the other thing is it sends a clear message, hopefully, to consumers that are eating that end product that when we're dealing with a market animal, that it's been treated humanely and that we've done everything by the book and all those kinds of things.
Correct. The documentation and those type of things need to be a part of it, and it is the key to making sure we ensure those consumers that we are doing things the right way by the label and making sure that the product that they eat is not affected by any of these concerns that they may have.
You know, producers need to understand that there's an end consumer who's buying this, and we need to be doing practices that the consumers are going to understand and appreciate, and we have a vested interest in sharing that message.
Yes, we're very concerned with that. When we think about our cow-calf producer, when that calf hits the ground, we're not producing a calf, we're producing a beef product. And so we take it from that step until it hits your dinner plate as a consumer.
Any other final reminders on VFD that you want producers to be thinking about?
I think between now and as we get into the new year here, we definitely have to sit down and develop those herd health programs and have a serious discussion with your veterinarian is probably the number one key step. And from there on, I think the process gets a lot simpler for all of us.
All right, Rob, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Beefing up school lunch in Loomis. Stay with us for that story. Weather is up next.